The place we're about to talk about today is a place called Rutt's Cafe, is it not?
Yes, that's correct.
And this place here has kind of been a part of my life. I've mentioned that I'm from Los Angeles. I grew up there in the 70s. My uncle was probably the first grub enthusiast. If he it'd still be around, we'd still be having a blast. He was a big dining out guy. But he had been a chef, as I mentioned before, a race car driver, a bodyguard. He'd just done a bunch of different things. And he loved to go to good restaurants.
Yeah, it's Rutt's Hawaiian.
Yeah.
But I mean, I guess if you look at, I just tried to look it up. It's ruttscafe.com.
Yeah.
But I always remembered as, Rutt's Hawaiian. So.
Well, it wasn't even before. This is before Rutt's Hawaiian. This is when I was a kid. This place was called Rutt's Hut.
Yes.
And the reason why it was called Rutt's Hut was because it was a little shack right on what I would say is, it's Pico Boulevard. But is it Gateway or one of those kind of roads? It's like right there. It was in a strange space.
Oh, where Gateway meets Pico. Yes?
Well, I think it's Barrington. And it was Barrington and Pico, and it was kind of a half a block over. It was a strange space, I have to admit, because it was kind of on an island of a street. Do you know where?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's you're right. It's Barrington,
Yeah.
Pico, and Gateway, and they all kind of there's this little triangle, so it's probably right in that area.
No.
No?
Do you know where Chicago Pizza Works? We'd mentioned this
Yeah, that
before,
was
years and years ago.
That was on the north side of Pico.
North of what is it called? What was that place you loved so much as a kid? The buffet?
Viking Stable.
Viking Stable. Okay. That area there is where it was. But that little space directly across from what used to be Viking Stable used to have a little island. There's a little island of a street there that kind of borders where Chicago Pizza Works used to be.
Oh, so you're saying it was on the north side of Pico.
It was on the north side of Pico.
Oh, okay.
East of Talpa.
Okay.
You know, even that one of my favorite restaurants today,
Right.
Talpa.
Okay.
It was just across the street from Chicago Pizza Works, whatever that is
Okay.
today.
All right.
And it was in this little small, self-contained little island of a street.
Okay.
And it was called Rutt's Hut. The great part about it was, my grandfather had a nursery on Barrington, Missouri in West LA. And he had been there for, I guess, since the 50s. And this is now like 70, 78, 79, 80. My family worked in that area, the whole area. You know, Bel Air, Beverly Hills, Brentwood, Santa Monica, Venice, West LA, the whole thing, Culver City, wherever it was. That area is where kind of they did most of their business. So we'd always be doing, they'd have a job somewhere, or they'd have, a job site with, they'd drop a bunch of guys off over there and they would do the work. And then my uncle would have to go and oversee things. He was the overseer. He wasn't the worker type. You know what I mean? He was there to collect the money and tell the guys what to do. That's what it was. But, he had great taste. Everything about him, it was I feel like, the older I get, the more I feel like I'm my Uncle Mel in reincarnate. Some people say, well, your father. No, I'm more like Mel. I kind of like the high life, the high style. I have a very big visual, I'm very visual, and I'm sure he was too, because he always had, he was married like 7 times. And
Oh my God, he was?
yeah. And he even married a Playboy Playmate a couple times, I think is what happened there. He just loved his, visual, beautiful cars, beautiful women, fantastic restaurants, beautiful food. He loved it all. And so he took me to Rutt's Hut we'd go there every other week or something, or even once a week maybe. We just stop in. It was right on Pico Boulevard. There was, for whatever reason at this time frame, there was always parking right in front. And as I mentioned before, he had this indigo blue, purple panel van, with a mural of the ocean, a beach coast on the side of it, on both sides, same mural. A couple of dogs, he had a dog named Kong, who was he was a, what do they call that? Not a Shar-Pei. He was a Chow. A Chow. You know, the Chow with the big mane, you know, and the multicolored tongue. And Mina's a son of a gun, this guy. You know, he only liked Mel. And he had another dog that had, he was kind of a patchwork looking dog, you know, like 3-inch hair, you know, the smooth hair, but multicolored. Looked like a grandma's patchwork blanket or quilt, you know. And he had one hazel eye and one blue eye. And his name was Killer, right? So one was Kong and one was Killer. And that was the thing you'd see about Mel. You'd see him driving down the road in this indigo colored van, a couple of dogs hanging out the passenger side window, yelping and blah, 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 barking all the time. And, you know, this guy, big husky man with ribbon shirts on, cowboy hat, jewelry all around. And he'd go all over town. And he was like, everybody knew him. So we'd always run into Rutt's probably for late breakfast. We'd drop the guys off at the job, talk to the customer, see what he needed. What do you need done? Oh, I need this tree removed. I need this soil, whatever. I need this trash taken out. And then Mel would say, okay, guys, you do this and that. We'll be back in a bit, you know, with lunch. So Mel and I would usually stop in. He'd order his char siu and eggs. I don't know I think char siu is probably from China, but it's like a I don't know what.
It's funny. Yeah,
I don't know what cut it is.
I used to have char siu when I would have Chinese food. I would have it when I have Hawaiian food. I would. It's so weird. I don't know where it's originally.
It's like a marinated pork. You know, it's pretty good. It's really delicious.
Yeah, I don't know if
it's always at a Hawaiian restaurant.
Like when we go to Hawaii, we would get that. We would go to those little mom and pop shops.
Pull that mic down a little bit, just so it's closer to your down. Yeah, there you go. So
I'm gonna look it up right now because I don't know.
But he always liked the breakfast combo, which was a couple of fried eggs, rice, char siu, and maybe some Portuguese sausage, which you know, it's super health food, right? I mean, but delicious, right?
Cantonese style barbecued pork.
Okay.
Makes sense. I would have it. I would eat the first time I think I was exposed to char siu was at Viking Stable.
Really?
I think
okay.
so.
I think the first time, with Mel, but I used to go to this place called the Beach Hut in what was it called? El Porto.
El Porto. Really?
El Porto. Yeah, it was a surfer joint. It was probably small. It was about the size of this room.
Yeah.
200. It was a hole in the wall. And
was it the one on the beach? Right
no. It wasn't around the beach.
Like there was this little cafe, little restaurant, right? Like,
well, it was
on the sand, right?
No, no. This is the one. I took you there when we first started going together. When you get into El Porto, you get into that little town, and there's a gas station on the right. And you keep going up the kind of the road, and then about halfway up, before you get to, what is it going to be? Rosecrans. Before you get to Rosecrans, there's a bunch of apartments and condos there, and there used to be a laundromat on the right side. On the left was this place that was the size of a postage stamp.
I do remember.
Yeah,
vaguely.
Had a little counter, and the front door was covered in stickers, surfing stickers.
I vaguely remember this. Yes.
Yeah, and they had the same deal. You know, the same plate breakfast, you know, eggs and Portuguese sausage. And it always had, King's Hawaiian rolls for like your bread. Oh, yeah. Or Loco Moco, that kind of stuff.
Just what you have here, right?
Yeah. So anyways, Rutt's Hut was just a big part of my life, you know, as a kid. And I think this is back when Rutt was still around. You know, the actual Rutt was there. And Mel and he would talk and chat. I'd just sit by as a kid, just watching them have their conversation and eat my delicious breakfast. So we moved away in the late 90s, and we came to San Diego, and I just never got back over there. You know, it just didn't happen. But such. I mean, just great, delicious Hawaiian style food. Then we, of course, we went to the Hawaii for the first time in the '80s. Came back and
same style, same stuff.
Same stuff,
yeah,
man.
Yeah, same stuff.
So delicious, though.
But I only really remember going there with you for breakfast. I never really.
I don't think I've ever eaten
Dinner?
a dinner there or lunch. It's usually for breakfast.
Might have done lunch, but I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, the Portuguese sausage is what but I remember having that in Hawaii.
Yeah.
Which I like.
So years later, they'd moved to Washington Boulevard. I'm trying to think of where that was. Washington off of Inglewood
Washington
Ave? Or Centinela.
Boulevard between Inglewood and I guess
the south side
the
of the
biggest street would be between
Centinela and Inglewood.
No.
Yeah.
No, it was between Inglewood and what's that street?
Centinela.
It's before. It's this way. Like think McLaughlin. Like it was between McLaughlin and Inglewood.
Well, I know where the building is. It's I'm pretty sure. Well, McLaughlin.
Yeah, it was.
McLaughlin's pretty small. It doesn't matter. It's right there on Washington. That's where it was on Washington, south side of Washington Boulevard. I don't know how long ago. Maybe a decade ago. They moved to right down. A block from your house, your old house, and on Washington Place.
On Washington Place and McLaughlin.
Mm-hmm. But the first time they moved, though, maybe that's where we're getting confusion. It was on Washington Boulevard.
Yeah, Washington Boulevard.
Yeah.
And it was kind of like
the Grand Avenue. I don't know where it is.
That's what I'm saying. There's Grandview.
Grandview.
Yeah,
that's
it's like it was right in that.
It was Grandview and Inglewood Ave. That's where, in between those two spaces.
Oh, I thought it was still east of it.
I don't know. I don't think so.
Well,
I'll show you this.
Either way.
So
they've now moved to McLaughlin and Washington Place.
Yeah, and they've been there a minute. That used
been there a while.
That used to be when I was a kid. That building used to be another Korean Hawaiian kind of spot where you'd go and get like barbecued Hawaiian meats and things.
There?
Yeah.
Honestly,
right
I don't remember that.
Yeah,
place
it's been a long time.
But before it was Rutt's, it was a Mexican
restaurant. Yeah.
It was,
I remember that.
Like they had stuff from Guanajuato where my mom was from. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, before that, that place was same building.
Yeah.
But it was like back then it was just a portion of that building. It wasn't the whole building. Now it's the whole building. What's around there too? Right across the street, 310 Coffee.
The new pizza place, Dynamite.
Yeah, we interviewed them. Yeah, Little Dynamite.
Little Dynamite.
Yeah, I've been back since though.
Yeah,
that's a good pie.
It was a good pie.
That's a really good pie.
You used to go to just a block over at Venice and McLaughlin. We used to always go to Piece of Pizza, which used to have a great, more like New York style pizza. And I'm telling you, the last 2-3 times we've gone, we've been really disappointed.
Have you?
Oh my God, yeah.
It's really weird. We've been back numerous times, and I haven't been back over there.
I know, but I've, with the kids, I'll order the pizza late at night, whatever. And yeah, it's just been a disappointment. Really,
how different is it?
Sad.
What do you mean?
It was almost inedible. Almost.
No.
Ask Damien. Ask houses.
Okay.
It was not good.
My whole life, since I was a very little kid, that place was awesome.
Agreed.
I'm
entire
so glad.
life
It's
too.
so weird that I've forgotten about them.
Yeah. No, certain, the last 2 times that we've gone, we were really, really disappointed. Because we used to just love it. We used to love it. So I'm like, okay, next time if we, and we typically, we go a little more often than you, obviously, to LA. And so we'll go there. But now I'm like, I got to remember the Dynamite one. Instead of going to Piece of Pizza, we're just going to go to the Hawaiian. The Dynamite. What's it called?
Little Dynamite.
Little Dynamite. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, great pie. And I think their speciality is like a grandma or a Chicago style thick pie. That is their preference. But if you, by the way, if you want to hear more about that, definitely go to find us Little Dynamite Show. It's probably done in 2023.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Great.
But
place.
that is right across the street. Yeah, right across the street from Rutt's Hut.
Yeah.
or Rutt. I'm like Rutt's Hut, Rutt's Hawaiian. It says okay on the website. It says Rutt's Cafe, but then it says Rutt's Hawaiian Cafe. So inconsistent.
You know what? For whatever reason, I will always call it Rutt's Hut.
Yeah.
And as a matter of fact, I was just noticing that when I went in there the other day, because I finally, we were there at your house, and I was like, I'm hungry. I want to go stop off and get a bite to eat. And I said, where should I go? And I was thinking Talpa. I was thinking all these, but it was early. And I wanted to walk. I didn't want to get in the car. I went by there. That was the first thing. I went by the place, which is literally, seems like a football field from your house. No, it's more than that. It's
not far.
It's not far.
It's like
it's
3 blocks.
It's just 1 block and then 2 blocks over. It's kind of an L shape from your house.
You mean okay? Yeah.
I don't mean as the crow flies. As the crow flies, I was saying it's probably 150 yards.
Yeah,
it's pretty close. Anyways, I just dropped the car back at the house, then took off walking over there, and just rolled. And what I love about it, this particular location, Rutt's Hawaiian Cafe, there's always spot for me when I go in there, right at the counter.
Yeah.
I roll up to the counter, and it's probably 8, 9 o'clock in the morning, thinking. And there's a bunch of stuff going on. Bunch of guys in there, having a good time in there talking and whatever. And I didn't want to really be a part of that, so I just stuck my headphones in. And there, the lady's motioning to me, "What would you like to eat?" I said, "You know what? Let me have." I'm not really that hungry, but I am hungry. I just don't want to. I was looking at the menu. And
they have big portions.
They have a lot of beautiful options. The Portuguese sausage we mentioned, char siu, and then they have all this rice and bread.
The Kahlua pork, some
amazing looking omelets. But they're big. They're big omelets.
The portions there are, they're big.
And I said, you know what? I don't really want, all of that right now, but I want something. And so I asked about, what should we get? What should I get? Well, try this, try that. Well, let me have one of your sandwiches. And this brought to my mind something that Mel also took me to, which was always, whenever we were buying food for the crew of guys, we always stopped at a couple places. Either Lonnie's, which was on Sawtell, or I think a place called Larry's, which was on, Santa Monica Boulevard, about a block east of the 405 on the south side of the street. Yeah. Or is that run east-west? Yeah. Okay. North side of the street. And this place here is something that I truly believe needs to come back, but doesn't exist anymore. Okay? At least in my knowledge, in my zeitgeist, I don't know where it is. If you know where it is, you need to send me a message on the socials. I need to know where these are. But this place, Larry's especially, had some of the most amazing breakfast sandwiches. And I'm talking about something really basic. 2 slices of bread, a slice of melted American cheese, bacon, maybe an over easy egg, or some kind of egg situation. And the way they would griddle it, because they take that thing and they'd smash it down so it's kind of flat. So when you got the sandwich, they cut it on the diagonal, and you get this beautifully compacted melting of crisp bacon, melty cheese, the egg. So good. It's so good. Well, I went there to Rutt's. They had 4 or 5 of these type sandwiches on what I'm imagining is a Hawaiian roll.
Yes, it's Hawaiian bread.
Yeah, or brioche, or that kind of.
It's Hawaiian bread. I'm gonna look it up because
and this is not small. This is not the little small ones from King's. These are like full size buns.
Oh, really?
Hawaiian buns.
Yeah.
And okay, so ample. This is a nice size sandwich. Probably. Wow,
they have a really big menu.
8 inches. 8 inches long by 4 inches wide. It's not small.
No, as I was saying, this is a big menu. Here we go. Okay. It is. Which one did you have? There's a fried egg.
I had a fried egg with American cheese, I believe, with
Spam
bacon.
Bacon. You did bacon because they have a Spam one and a Portuguese sausage.
Okay, bacon.
Okay, bacon.
I was trying to be healthy.
Yeah, no, it's 4 Hawaiian rolls.
Okay.
4 Hawaiian rolls. Yeah.
I guess they don't.
Can't click on it.
I guess when they smash
go.
them, it makes
Yes,
them look
they're
bigger.
smashed, but
Yeah. Yeah.
sorry.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Okay, so it is 4 rolls. They just smash them down.
Just smash them down.
So this bread is not. It's not, you know how like a Hawaiian roll is typically fluffy. You know, they're tall.
Yeah.
Like because they smash them down, it's just a weird thing for me. That's again being particular. Because you must press them, it kind of flattens them out, makes them bigger, and then it makes the sandwich more uniformly edible. So you're not fighting that bread. It's kind of all one level, one thin level. And I remember this as a kid because when you get, like, I don't know why, it's some stupid memories. You know, you get 40 sandwiches in a box, right? Like, you know, whatever. You buy the
For
sandwich.
catering. Yeah.
No, for going
just
to,
saying,
in this case, we would go to a job site where there'd be a bunch of guys. And, you know, some of the guys would take 1 or 2 sandwiches. Mm-hmm. But you'd get the sandwiches. They were all kind of, you know, because they're flattened, they fit into the box, like lined up like cards in a pack.
Sure.
And it was just a memory of mine to, you know, be able to grab the sandwich because the way they wrapped it, it was one unit, you know, and you toss them out to the guys like, you know, like throwing cards at somebody.
A deck of cards. Here
Yeah.
Boom.
And it was just a part of my memory. And when I had this sandwich the other day, it was so great because I was saying, this is really cool. You know, this is a memory I have. And I yearn for this memory of going to Lonnie's Ketchy stand on
I know you always
Sawtell.
talk about that.
I always talk about him because the food was simple and delicious. It wasn't expensive. It was for the everyman, you know, and it was accessible. It was spectacular. And you could just eat it all the time, but it wasn't exactly healthy.
I mean, yeah. I mean, you always. I feel like you described that's like diner food, like dive food, right? You know, it's good home comfort food.
I agree with you, but the thing that really strikes it, makes it important to me, is that it's not a deal where you have to be a certain, you know, class. You don't have to have you don't have to be spending
it's just cash,
$50. You don't have to spend, like right now today. When you go to Subway and the sandwich, you buy a foot-long sandwich. That sandwich is, you know, could be $15 to $18. You know, if you buy you go to Jersey Mike's, or you go to a lot of the, you know, even some of those gourmet sandwiches. You know, I don't know how much the sandwich used to be over here at the Two Travelers we go to in Temecula, but they had that great prosciutto de Parma sandwich. Mm-hmm. There's also a place in Beverly Hills called Leo's. Remember that time I brought you that prosciutto?
So
it's just the most amazing sandwich. Mm-hmm. This sandwich was so filling and delicious. Everything's cooked to perfection. It's kind of wrapped up in this way that where you can eat it on the run. I really appreciate that.
And it's $10.
And that's the best part.
$9.45.
You get something absolutely delicious, filling, easy to eat. You can eat it on the run. Like, you know, that was a big part of it too. I remember doing this as a young man. I remember going, just being able to, you know, that was one of the things that we went to Utah. Mm-hmm. We went to, skiing a few years ago.
Sundance?
And no, we went to, what was it? Where did we stay? That real nice condo?
In Provo. Yeah,
Provo.
we were in Provo.
We were in Provo, and there's a place called that serves kolaches.
Oh, kolaches, yes.
Yeah. I'm trying to.
Those were good.
Yeah, and it reminded me of the same deal, the same sandwich. The kolaches, it was like, I don't even know where they're from. I don't know where they're from.
Yeah, I'll look it up.
But it's pocket food, right? It's like a knish, you know, from like a Jewish deli, or from this kind of place where they had this sandwich. It's on the go pocket food, but it's delicious. And I don't think we have that anymore. I mean, can you think of a place that has an affordable, delicious thing you can just shove in your pocket or into your bag and go? You have anything? I almost feel like I need to open one. That's how I think how important it is to people existing. You know, like, could you imagine having something that's that delicious under $10? It's hard for me to imagine today.
Yeah, colache. It almost makes it seem like it's Mexican.
No.
Colache.
Kol.
Oh, I was going
Yeah.
to say, that's not right. Colache. Okay. Check.
Okay. Do you remember, can you look up that spot in Provo? It's had a kind of a catchy name where the name was similar to kolaches. Not just kolaches, something like that. I don't know.
Hrushkas kolaches?
Hrushka.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hrushka.
I remember
kolaches.
I bought a box of those babies and took them back to you guys, and we ate them all.
We ate them.
Yeah.
They were good.
They were good. They had like potato ones and meat ones and sweet ones.
Yeah.
If you haven't had a kolache, you need to try. You need to find. They're very popular apparently. When I came here, I guess there's one in L.A. They have a kolaches place.
They
over there.
do?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't even know if you've mentioned that.
I think I did at the time.
They have, fruit ones.
Yeah.
Things that have
Sweet and
fruit.
savory. Yeah.
Savory one, yes, and I think we did like the savory ones too.
The savory ones were
The
to
ham
me,
and
the best.
egg.
Yeah. And it's just like it's like a knish,
Yeah,
like a pocket little
Yeah, it's just-
dough
it's
with
great.
meat and stuff in the middle. It's what was it like? I think it's probably similar to Porto's potato balls. Just
yes,
yeah.
yeah.
Save for the fact that it's bread. It's like
And it's
a
easier,
dough.
yeah, because with the potato ball, you have to,
Yeah.
it's not like it's all mushy.
Yeah.
It's too this one is a pastry. It's wrapped in a pastry.
It almost makes me think of like it was a
Empanada.
a working man's food
It's like an empanada.
or a tamale. Something just you can just stick in your pocket in a towel and then eat on the run.
Yeah.
I like them. Delicious. I miss this. I mean, seriously, I miss it.
I like, now that I think about it, I like having. We had that empanadas place right there, which I
Never
rarely
got to, man.
I don't know. I've been there, but it was rare. And then we would do portos, like meat pies.
Yeah, so far away though.
I know, but I love
I
like
love going.
that style. Like you
Yeah.
said, just like a meat pie. Just grab
So
that
quick.
little meat pie.
Yeah,
Grab
I think we need that. We need it here.
yeah.
I
I
can't
would like a portos.
look. I can think of 1,000 taco joints. I can think of.
Yeah.
Like a burrito. Burrito's a similar deal, but burritos can be messy too, though.
Oh yeah.
Kolaches
Especially
are
when
not. They're
no,
all
because
just there.
they're cooked in this pastry
Yeah,
shell.
yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I like
it's so tempting to think of this because I believe within the distance of my voice. If you're hearing this, just think about it. Think about it. How good would that be? How profitable could that be if you can keep the costs down and deliver a solid product for under $10?
Well, these kolaches in Utah, I didn't realize how cheap they were.
Yeah, they're like $3 or $4 a piece.
$3 for the sweet ones, and for the savory ones, it's $4.25.
It's a deal.
Just
Think about that.
over four.
Think about how many you can two. You can have two of them. You're way full. Couple of them.
Yeah.
I remember.
So again, under $10, you're full.
It was funny because I was by myself on that morning, and just I went to a coffee shop and had a
talking
coffee and I
about
was
Provo?
yeah,
Oh.
and I said, where do you eat? Where's a good spot to grab a bite? And he goes, oh, have you been to Ruskas? And I'm like, no. I mean, where's that? So I go down. I follow a couple blocks over. I go down this one alleyway across the street through the thing, and I see a line of maybe 7 or 8 people standing at this little shack, and I'm going, is that it? Yeah, that's it. And so I stand in line. I really don't know what I was going to be experiencing. I thought,
Yeah, but you're like, I got to try.
I don't know.
All these people
yeah.
standing.
There's
Here.
and it was really the only place open at the time I was going around.
Yeah, you're always up early.
Yeah, like it, just like being the quiet of the morning. So, but I just say I put this in my pocket. So I grabbed one. I said, let me try it. I'm going to take, if they're good, I'll take some home to you guys. So I go inside. It's just, standing room only. That's how inside the thing. And there's plus all these people outside. And I'm like, what do I get? And they're like, oh, you try this, try that. That doesn't sound very good. No, let me just try this one thing. So I grab it. She hands it to me in this bag. Thank you. Have a good day. I walk outside and I'm kind of looking around. I've never, I haven't been to this place before. And about a block or two later, I'm crossing the street to go to just keep going down this one direction. And I said, let me try that thing. So I pull it out of my pocket, and it's wrapped up in all nice and tight, this little package. And I take a little bite. Wow.
Which one did you have? Because there's so many.
I don't
They
recall.
have
It's
a
been a while.
Monte Cristo, which is ham, turkey, egg, Swiss cheddar,
No, that sounds
house
good, though.
raspberry jam,
That sounds good.
Mexican omelet, which is eggs, poblanos, avocado, cilantro, tomatoes, tomatillos. They have so many. Ranchero. They have the Texan, which is 100% beef dog infused with brisket with cheddar cheese and jalapeno. Sausage and gravy. Just your standard bacon one. Sausage, ham. But with some of them are bacon, egg, and cheese with jalapeno. Sausage, egg.
I have no idea. It's been so long. It's been a
I
couple of
know
years.
it's been a few years.
But either way, I bought a slew of them after that. I went back, I went up the street, and I turned back around. I said, I better get these before I take the wrong turn and end back at the hotel. So I just went back to the same street, went in there, waited again, went inside, bought, I don't know, 10, something like that. We even had a one left over or something. I bought about 10 of them in a box, like donuts. Mm-hmm. And then I took them back to your place. It made me about $40. It was about 10. Mm-hmm. And you guys weren't sure at the beginning. You're like, what is this?
Oh, I was.
Yeah?
Yeah, that's my kind of. It's
That's
kids. The kids are my mom or whatever. Everybody's just like,
Yeah.
"Nah."
But
They were unsure, but they ate them.
Yeah, they
Once
ate 'em.
they dug in, you're like, no, it's delish.
But I do believe, and I'm telling you to this moment, I do believe there's a place in the market there's a hole in that market, in the food market. Everybody's trying to get you to spend $18 or $20 for every time you eat out. This is not affordable.
At least.
Yeah.
And that's, and let's be honest, that's not even a lot. Depending on where you are, what part of town you are, I was listening to somebody and they were talking about, they had a bagel and coffee in New York. One bagel and coffee, their little breakfast. And that was over $20.
See, that's wrong.
$30.
That's wrong.
I was like, what?
I really believe that's why the world is messed up right now. Well, I'm going to be honest with you. Because it's funny enough, I was we're going to do a show on this. I think we did it a while back, but I'm going to do it again. Because I'm so impressed with it. We're going to do another show on bibimbap, which I've actually found out is kind of like this. It's like a term for leftovers that you just throw together on rice. It's
Are you
really,
serious?
yeah. I was talking to somebody one time about bibimbap, and they were like, oh.
What?
Because they're from Korea, and I said, where do you go? Where do you go for good Korean food? And he goes, I don't know. And I said, have you heard of this place? Yeah, it's all right. Have you tried this place? Oh, it's all right. And so I said, well, where do you go? And they said, well, my house. That's always the answer, right? Every time you talk to somebody who's an expert on something, it's always my house.
Well,
I can't go to your house and buy, guys. You know what I mean? So,
okay.
could you
the
give me
term babim means mixing,
okay.
and bap is cooked rice.
There you go. See, so it really, the whole term means, leftovers on rice.
Mixing.
Great. So, I think it's a big hole in the market. I think that, if someone's listening to this, I think you could probably do really well if you provided the service of being able to give the average guy or a kid, whomever, if you could provide us a great, delicious product for under $10, which I know is possible. This place is doing it. They used to do it when I was young. And I believe 100% back when those sandwiches were being purchased by my uncle, they were probably under $5.
Oh yeah, but that was a lot.
No. I'm not trying to say we should do it now.
No,
I'm simply saying though that if $10, you could get an amazing product for under $10. That's what's necessary.
Okay, so you made bibimbap last night.
Yeah.
Delicious. How much did it? If you were to say, how much did it cost?
I really the best part of it is because you can get a very inexpensive cut of meat. Okay. And I did.
Yes.
I got this.
What about for the people that don't want that want no fat, and I don't want to be chewing on it.
What you have to do
Tell
is
me how much it is for a more expensive cut.
The problem is that it's really not about the bibimbap anymore. It's about the price of the meat.
Right.
I understand what you're saying, but if I don't understand, no. It wasn't that big of a deal. Tell me that you.
No, it wasn't.
Yeah.
I'm
well, I don't know. I don't know what.
So how much did you spend for that meal?
Well, I spent a bunch yesterday. Reason being that is because I had to buy a bunch of sauces that I had to replenish my setup. I usually have all the mirin wine and the rice vinegar and all this. I usually have all of that. I had to buy a big can of sesame oil, the big almost.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
You
I had
ran
to
out?
buy-
Okay.
Yeah, we were out of that. I use it on everything now with toast. It's crazy. But I had to replenish all of my supplies, so it did cost a bit more. But I think if you were to have all that stuff, the typical, the hoisin and the oyster sauce and
We have-
fish sauce and things like that. If
Yeah,
you
we
have those
usually have most
staples,
of that.
well, usually. But I remember this last time when I made Chinese chicken salad or something, I needed a bunch of that stuff, and I ran all of it ran out. But if you have all those staples already, it's very inexpensive. I mean, I went to a place called, let's shout out to them. It's called La Sorpresa, which,
What?
yeah, it's weird now that you say that because the
I didn't say it.
it's La Sorpresa. Look it up in Escondido, which actually doesn't make any sense at all now.
Oh my God, it's funny. It says La Sorpresa Barata Asian Market.
There you go. and
Slash La Sorpresa Barata slash Asian Market.
they must have bought.
They bought the Asian Market bought that one. It used to be called La Sorpresa.
Okay, they just kept the name.
They just kept it. Yeah, that's funny.
Because if you go in there, shout out to Hannah and her team over there at La Sorpresa. It's a
Just
great
look up
selection
Asian
of
Market.
Asian food. They have all the different sauces, all the different ingredients, the vegetables, the noodles, the all of it. Even sometimes fresh coconuts by the box, fresh mangoes by the box. They have it all. Gochujang, all that. But we're going to do a show on that later.
Oh, yeah.
For sure, bibimbap, which is mixed rice plate, can be anything you want. But I did find a recipe through YouTube from a guy, I think his name is Weissman, which is,
So
again,
funny.
a little, a long time ago when I first started making bibimbap.
It's funny. The picture here that I'm looking up at that bibimbap when I was trying to look at it, it looks like the dish that you made last night.
Yeah.
It's got all the same things that you had
Right.
in yours.
Well,
Exactly.
this, are you talking about from Weissman?
Yeah. The one
Well,
we had last night.
I made that.
No,
That's the one I
but-
made.
No, but it's not from Weissman. I'm just saying it's just the
Oh,
picture.
yeah. Because they all look the same. It's a
Yeah.
mixed bowl. Anyway, you could put let's talk about it on the next show.
Okay. Yeah, we should finish up talking about the delicious Rutt's Hut.
As I was saying, Rutt's Hut has some amazing food. If you like, island food,
Hawaiian style.
which is
yeah.
Korean, which is
Yes.
Chinese,
Yes.
which is South. What do they call that?
Japanese.
Pacific Islander.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
You like all those kind of flavors, which soy sauce, sesame oil, the trifecta. A rice vinegar.
Even, the like Kahlua pig.
Yeah.
It's different. The spam. They have like spam musubi.
spam musubi, yeah, all that sort of thing. If you love that style of food, you're gonna love this.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like I don't know how Portuguese sausage falls into it, but that's
Well,
what I usually have gotten when I go there. I
My
like
guess,
it.
my guess is that the explorers.
Yeah, the Portuguese went over.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
the
But yeah, I
explorers.
remember when I'd go to Hawaii, I'd have Portuguese sausage
Yeah.
and eggs and whatever. But they've got, anything.
Yeah.
Kahlua burrito. Look at that. Kahlua burrito. Chashu.
Now, I don't know about that one.
Got all teriyaki beef.
I've tried that before in another place, not Kahlua burrito, but I've had two burritos right here in town that were just so off-putting.
Oh, God.
Barbecue chicken burrito, wing burrito. They were.
It was disgusting.
It was terrible.
Well, for me, yeah.
It was bad for everybody. We didn't even eat it.
Rutt's famous royales. They've got a Hawaiian royale, char siu royale. It's got all sorts of. It looks actually really good.
It is.
Portuguese royale. Yeah, it looks good.
And I remember
Kahlua pig royale.
Rutt was such a nice guy too.
Wow, and a spam royale.
Jeez, health food.
And
man.
no, and they got. If you want the health one, here's grilled veggie royale,
That's
bacon royale,
that's two extremes, man.
teriyaki.
You got to have
royale.
some.
Oh,
pork
they've
in
got a kimchi royale.
What is that? You know what? What's that pulled pork one? That's loco moco, isn't it?
Pulled pork. That's Kahlua pig.
Kahlua pig.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ooh. That
Yeah,
must
that's
be
good. I love that one.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but the other stuff, I don't go there because this is not healthy food.
No.
You know what I did though?
What?
You weren't there. I was there that one weekend, and Damien, he's a breakfast person. He always wants something to eat for breakfast, and he doesn't necessarily want to make his bacon and whatever. Yeah. And my mom doesn't always have eggs in the house, so since she's alone, and so she always buys him breakfast. She'll after church or something, she'll come back and bring him a deluxe breakfast from McDonald's, right? Because it has.
Okay, that's trash. I'm sorry.
But he's satisfied because it gives him some food.
Yeah.
The teenage boy. He wants some egg and some bacon, and he wants some pancakes. Just a typical breakfast meal. But it was already late, and we had missed the breakfast window for what's it called? For McDonald's. But he still wanted the breakfast, and he's like, whatever. He was like all kind of, you know how he gets. He gets hangry.
Shoo, man.
Gets hangry.
Exactly how he gets.
And
that's partially why I cook. Yeah. Keep that guy from imploding.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't know what possessed me. It's like I was thinking of all these other places, breakfast joints, whatever. I couldn't think of any. And I'm like, oh my God, I'm so stupid. I'm like, Rutt's Hut has got to have a breakfast meal that he will be satisfied with. And I did. I ordered it from there. I ordered it and had him go pick it up. Came back and he really liked it. But I didn't get him anything crazy because I said, you could do something cool. You could have the Portuguese sausage. You could have the Cheshire.
Yeah.
He's like, no. Just give me my bacon and eggs and pancakes.
But he liked that.
He liked it. Yep. So
the cakes, if I recall correctly, are kind of a thicker jam.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, thicker cake.
I can't remember. I mean, I think I like it. I like their breakfast.
Yeah.
But it's typical diner type of,
Well, I think
delicious.
breakfasts, all breakfast are supposed to be diner food. That's where you have breakfast.
Yeah.
So, but I'm saying.
But these guys have lunch and dinner, I think. Let me look.
I think they do. I've never had them. I can honestly say that.
No, I think you took us once for dinner.
Dinner?
Yeah.
To Rutt's?
When the kids were really little.
I don't remember that one.
Yeah.
What did we have? Probably the same stuff.
I'm going to look.
Probably the same stuff.
Yeah, I mean, similar, honestly. Yeah. Okay, they have burgers.
Probably a place they serve eggs at night.
Fried salmon.
Simon noodle?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sliders. Soups. Wow. I mean, they got all sorts of interesting soups that you probably would like.
I love soup.
Salads. Look, Rutt's quesadillas.
You should like soup. You don't like eating the cartilage or the fat from the animal, but you'll eat it in the soup all day.
No, I'm not a big soup person.
No. Well,
I'm just not.
If you're eating soup, if it has meat in it, you're eating some cartilage and connective tissues and just it's melted into the soup.
Yeah, as long as it's melted, I don't have to chew on it. Dessert, yeah, okay. That's it. So, yeah, I mean, they've got a lot of stuff their happy hour is? Happy hours are sliders, tacos, spring rolls, coconut shrimp, quesadillas, chili cheese fries,
chili,
spam musubis,
excuse me,
baby back ribs, fried zucchini.
I want my baby back.
Hula wings, mozzarella. Yeah,
hula wings?
Yeah.
What is hula wings?
Oh. Doesn't show me.
I want my baby back. See, I got it right that time.
Yeah, but the noodles dish.
I like Simon. I haven't had that in a long time.
They've got different, all their sides, right? I mean, everything from
mac and cheese.
Yeah, mac and cheese and the potato salad, all that. Mm-hmm.
Potato salad. Ooh, you know what? Potato salad sounds good. I haven't had a good potato salad in a while. The kind that your mom makes with the eggs and the
but that always
mayo mustard.
That happens at Easter, which is coming up next month.
What do you guys do now for Easter? What is the Easter move when the kids are 20?
Luckily, we still have kids that are not 20, so we still do Easter egg hunts, and the big kids help the little kids.
Okay.
The big kids just search for the money,
right.
The money eggs.
The ones with $20 in it?
Yes, because we do Easter egg hunts with money. And the little kids get money too, but they
quarters,
get lots of
nickels and dimes,
and
single dollars.
I'll make sure that the kids get some good money. So yeah, it's fun.
So look, what is the address? Do you have the address there for Rutt's
Yes,
Hawaiian Cafe.
I do. It's 11707 Washington Place.
Directly across the street from Little Dynamite. Just over from
And it's
310
LA.
Coffee.
It's not. Don't put it in Cuvler City. It's
90066.
LA. It doesn't give me that, but I'm sure it is.
Yeah, it is.
It just says LA, California. So yeah.
So again, one more time. I interrupted part of that.
11707 Washington Place, LA.
90066, we assume.
We assume.
Yeah. But, 310 Coffee's right there. Little Dynamite.
Yes,
across the
310
street.
Coffee is across the street.
What is it, about a block or two from Tito's?
From Tito's?
Yeah.
No, it's many blocks.
How many blocks is that? 4?
3, 4, 5, 6, 7. At least 7.
Nah.
Yeah.
Nah.
Coolidge.
Okay. You got 7 blocks, whatever. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's not far from Johnny's. See, that was the best thing. You lived in a very good window
I did.
of horrible food for you.
But so good.
Now, look, I also want to just do a quick comment. Tito's, you've lost the plot, homie.
Screw you. I love it.
You do?
I still love it. Yes. I mean, but I despise what they're charging.
It's absurd.
It's absurd.
Yeah.
It is absurd.
And Johnny's was always a little pricey, but it's still
now really pricey.
It's not that bad. And
Well, I mean, you're right,
Pastrami
considering-
sandwiches always cost $20 or more.
Yeah, and
that's
this
just the way
is
it
like
goes.
$25.
It is what it is.
Yeah.
Still delicious. I had it one day. One was delicious.
Yeah, and we had their fries and their onion rings still.
Oh
delicious.
yeah, still good.
Yeah.
Okay, and what else? What else is right? Oh, you know what? The one place we always talk about again, a sandwich place.
Where?
Archie's. I miss it
That's
so
so
much.
gone. I mean,
it's
that's been
so gone. It's so gone. But
40 years.
you don't understand how much I love that place.
I know, and it's so funny that you used it.
Oh my
that's
God.
like right a block from
If
me,
you're
and you.
if you're an OG like us from the West Side, that area, you remember Archie's.
Oh my God.
Archie's subs. Man, it was so good. I remember being a little kid, and my sister would take me into this. It looked like a military bathroom or something.
It's
Something out of
ugly.
a.
It was ugly.
Of a had that what is that, turquoise green, that
Ugly.
lime green
Ugly
colored
green.
paint, like military paint.
Yeah, or like institutional. I don't know.
Yeah, like a school,
Yeah, it's
like an old
awful.
50s school. But inside there, they had these cool booths, and they had one person or a couple people behind the counter, and they would make these. Oh my God, these beautiful subs that were covered in oil and vinegar, so much so you'd be eating them, and it would be dripping down your arm to your elbow. You had to have a stack of. I think they spent more money on napkins because of all this.
Yeah, I don't know. I just know that. Yeah, I loved it.
So places in Culver City. Let's name the top 10 spots.
I don't have as good a memory as
Okay,
you
so
do,
let me go over it. Let's start with Tito's. Let's talk about Lucy's.
Johnny's.
Lucy's. They used to be on the corner. It's another place now, but it used to be right next door to
But
Tito's.
I never went to Lucy's.
I went to Lucy's.
What do they have?
I went. That's what I'm saying. It was 100 years ago. I went Johnny's Pastrami, Sorrento's, which is not right there.
Yum.
Which is not right there, but it
No,
is
but
in
we
there.
still, and we used to get Sorrento sandwiches at school.
At school, yeah.
which was
It was awesome.
Yes.
Yeah.
and
Okay.
we still go there. We still go to Sorrento's.
Now it's Rutt's. Okay, is that 5? That's 5.
I wasn't counting.
Yeah.
Sorry.
That was 5. Oh, God, is there?
Well, listen, Tito's, Johnny's, and Lucy's were all. I mean,
In the
it's
3.
literally right
Yeah,
next
right
to
there.
each other.
Yeah.
Now it's not Lucy's, but it's something else. My
Yeah.
mom goes there for Mexican food.
Oh, cafe. What was it? The Metro Cafe?
Metro Cafe. I never went there.
My buddy worked there
Yeah,
in
I
school.
just didn't go there.
Now they have the Copenhagen Danish bakery.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Are you talking about? So you're like?
I'm
but
just
you said what
naming.
we-
I've
what we went-
lost. I'm lost now because I'm trying to think about. They had the that Rutt's place.
Yeah. And
What else?
Archie's and
What else am I missing? That we ate more than that as kids, right?
not really. I mean, I don't think so because I ate my mom cooked.
Okay,
so
well,
I didn't. But
yeah,
I
you
get
were,
out as much as you.
I had to get out because nobody at my house cooked.
Yeah.
My dad's
I would-
contribution to the
our-
world was a hungry man dinner.
Our big splurge was like, okay, on at least once on a Friday night,
Yeah.
go over to Vikings Table and get some delicious Chinese
Vikings
food.
table. Yeah, Vikings table. We used to make that trip
Yeah.
once in a while.
Yeah.
Yeah, but as an honorable mention, not in Culver City, Talpa. We did mention
Yeah.
it. Talpa,
And
still
I
there.
didn't go to Talpa
Still
until
there.
I met you.
Still there. Still fantastic.
Yeah.
Changed a little bit,
Yeah.
but
no, it's
food's delish.
still good.
Yeah, go there. Talpa.
Yeah.
We should do a show on them. Another one.
Who else? What other places we go to? We would splurge on like a Chicago Pizza Works.
Man, I missed that place.
Oh, and then on Friday nights also for dessert, we would go to Bob's Big Boy for cheesecake. We would buy an entire
they had a good cheesecake.
cheesecake.
Right there on the corner of Sepulveda and Jefferson.
Yes.
Yeah.
We would buy we wouldn't go to eat the food, but we would go for dessert and we would buy an entire cheesecake.
Yeah.
And it would be gone that night because my dad was a cheesecake
and he
lover.
was thin as a rail,
Yeah.
but he'd eat the whole entire one.
Well, we'd all get a slice. He would have half of it for himself, and then the other half would be for the rest of us.
Yeah.
Yeah. Delicious.
I'm trying to
So
think.
those were our big splurges.
I'm trying to think of some other places that we grew up on in that area. I just can't think.
I can't think right now either. I feel like we used to go to some places in the Marina
So
Del Rey.
so let's look at this is for a minute. Where around Sorrento's was there to eat?
There was that.
Sizzler. Oh,
There was a Sizzler, yes,
there was
but there was that
Shakey's.
Shakey's. That's right.
Joe Petrelli. I never really.
I
went
didn't go there.
then.
That's the steak place.
Yeah,
yeah.
used
I
to
mean,
be
that
there.
was more for the adults.
Yeah.
We didn't. They didn't take us.
What else? There's another place from our childhood. I think we named them.
Yeah,
I can't think of any of that. It's so surprising because that area by Sorrento's didn't really have much in the way of food, though that was on my side of town. And then there's right where the market is there on Jefferson and Sepulveda. Not much.
We used to go there all the time shopping for what was it called? What was that? Those markets that have turned over.
Alpha Beta?
No, right
What?
there. Oh my God, I can't believe it. I don't remember.
What?
Something starts with a T.
Two guys?
Yeah.
Two guys where Target is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And there's nothing. Roll and Rye. Roll and Rye. We mentioned them the other day. Roll and Rye. And not Ponderosa, which I never really went to. There was nothing. I mean, there was nothing.
We would go to the Marina Del Rey, and I'm trying to think of what was there.
Yeah, Marina Del Rey was far.
And we would go to Fisherman's Wharf, and we would go to Venice, Santa Monica. I don't know, whatever. I can't think of it.
Okay, there it is. Not much. Really.
Well, I mean, if it is, it's like you said, it's kind of funny. It's like, even though all of that stuff is within a couple miles, it's like, oh, that's so far. We're not going to go over there. You think of it as like, so the big trek was, let's go to Viking's Table, which was literally a mile, right? Like 2 miles tops, something like that.
It was super close.
I know.
But Archie's, you know what? Your area, Archie's.
Yeah. I had a bunch of good little spots.
Right within a stone's throw of you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Archie's was especially close to you, though. And that I really sorely miss. Again, sandwich, simple.
And there's tons of sandwich places
There are,
now, and
but
they're
nothing
just
like
not
this.
as good.
No.
Nothing
No.
has come close.
I don't even get it. I mean, I've been to some pricey sandwich places, and they don't taste like that. Dumb. And let's think. What could we attribute it to? It had to be attributed to the fact that it was. I mean, what do you do? The combination of the cheese and the meat. What were they doing differently?
No, it was the bread and the oil. It was the bread and the oil.
The bread was doughy, if I recall. It was big and it was doughy.
And then it would, when it because it was big and doughy, I think that's why the oil and everything worked out. It still held together.
Do you know what
It's
it sounds
it
like
didn't
to me?
fall apart unless you were taking way too long.
Do you know what it sounds like to me? There's a place in San Marcos called Philly Frank's. And they bring in a bread called Amoroso rolls from Philadelphia. They bring them in. Shout out to Philly Frank's in San Marcos. But they import the bread from Philadelphia and they use that bread at Philly Frank's.
Really?
And I think
So
it's
you
a
think it's
lot
like that?
As a matter of fact, now I want to go over there and have them make me a sandwich.
And then put oil and vinegar.
That's what they do. They have they call it a, what is it called? A hoagie? Yeah.
Oh.
A hoagie. That's what it's called.
Yeah, I don't eat those things.
No, I don't eat them either. They're delicious though, and again, now I'm thinking about it. They're oily like an Archie's, but not. So,
Really?
anyways,
Okay.
yeah, we got to try them. Hoagie. Anyways, look, if you're in the area of West LA and you want to have some Hawaiian style food, plate lunch style, Hawaiian breakfast with the like we said, the char siu pork, the Portuguese sausage, the rice
Kahlua
and
pig.
Kahlua pig and all that. That's where you have to go. Only place to go, Rutt's Hawaiian Cafe on Washington Place in Culver City, LA. Whatever.
Yeah.
It's probably both, right?
Right.
Because one,
It borders.
yeah, if you go one side of the street, it's Culver City. The other side of the street, LA.
It's LA. Yeah. Seriously.
Hilarious. So go check them out. We gave them the address before. Check us out. Look, thank you for listening. Those who are following the show and subscribing, I really appreciate you. If you have some suggestions of places that we need to get to, please get in touch with us. Let us know where we need to go. If there's stuff we're missing, tell us. If there's stuff that we're wrong about, tell us. We want to know. But we hope you enjoy the show. Continue listening. Tell a friend. And check us out on YouTube. I'm going to be doing some stuff on YouTube kind of to get some messages out there and things. So, like and subscribe. Would really appreciate it. Be nice to each other. And we will talk to you soon.